of the border.
We have no control, and it's
I am
your fault.
determined to change that. Tonight I'm calling on Congress to provide funding for dramatic improvements in manpower and technology at the border. By the end of 2000,
Build a fence.
we'll increase the number of Border Patrol officers by an additional 6,000.
Shoot to kill.
When these new agents are deployed, we will have more than double the size of the Border Patrol during my presidency.
So we'll have only 5 million Mexicans
At
next
the same
year.
time, we are launching the most technologically advanced border security initiative in American history.
Do you like the airport?
We will construct high-tech fences in urban corridors and build new patrol roads and barriers in rural areas. We will employ motion sensors, infrared cameras, and unmanned aerial vehicles to prevent illegal
Captain, X-ray, secret decoder
America
ring.
has the best technology in the world, and we will ensure that the Border Patrol has the technology they need to do their job
I'm impressed.
and secure our border.
That's great.
Training thousands of new Border Patrol agents and bringing the most advanced technology to the border will take time. Yet the need to secure our border is urgent.
When did you
So
wake
I'm
up and
announcing
realize?
several immediate steps to strengthen border enforcement during this period
Did
of
we get to
transition.
number 2 yet?
One way to help during this transition is to use the National Guard. So in coordination with governors, up to 6,000 Guard members will be deployed to our southern border.
With water pistols.
The Border Patrol will remain in the lead. The Guard will assist the Border Patrol by operating surveillance systems, analyzing intelligence, installing fences and vehicle barriers.
That's real soldier
Building
work.
patrol
That's
routes,
soldier, no
providing
doubt
training.
about it. Good thing it's soldiers.
Guard units will not be involved in direct law enforcement activities.
Oh,
That duty will be done by
by the
Border
Salvation
Patrol.
Army. Right.
This initial commitment of Guard members would last for a period of 1 year. After that, the number of Guard forces will be reduced as new Border Patrol
As
agents
the number of
and new
illegal
technology
immigrants
come
increase.
online. It is important for Americans to know that we have enough Guard forces to win the war on terror, to respond to natural disasters, and to help secure our border.
If only it were true.
The United States is not going to militarize the southern border.
No, we wouldn't want to do that.
Mexico is our neighbor and our friend.
Friend, El Friendo.
We will
Definitely.
continue to work
Los
cooperatively
amigos.
to improve security on both sides of the border,
President Fox, mi amigo.
to confront common problems like drug trafficking and
President Fox,
crime,
your amigo.
and to reduce illegal
Someone's on
immigration.
drugs right now.
Another way to help during this period of transition is through state and local law enforcement in our border communities.
You mean like letting them enforce the law?
So we will increase federal funding for state and local authorities assisting the Border Patrol on targeted enforcement missions. We will give state and local authorities the specialized training they need to help federal officers apprehend and detain illegal immigrants. State and local law enforcement officials are an important part of our border security, and they need to be a part of our strategy to secure our border.
We get to number 2 yet?
The steps I've outlined will improve our ability to catch people entering our country illegally. At the same time, we must ensure that every illegal immigrant we catch crossing our southern border is returned home.
Since when?
More than 85% of the illegal immigrants we catch crossing the southern border are Mexicans,
What?
and most are sent back home within 24 hours.
It's a lie.
But when we catch illegal immigrants from other countries, it is not as easy to send them back home. For many years, the government did not have enough space in our detention facilities to hold them while the legal process unfolded. So, most were released back into our society and asked to return for a court
But
date.
someone else did this. Like,
When the date arrived,
like the president didn't know anything
the
else
vast
about it.
majority did not show up.
Someone tell them this morning?
This practice called catch and release is unacceptable, and we will end it. We're taking several important steps to meet this goal.
We get to number 2 yet?
We've expanded the number of beds in our detention facilities, and we will continue to add more. We've expedited the legal process to cut the
Soft
average
beds, that's
deportation
important.
time,
Good food, too.
and we're making
Lawyers.
it clear to foreign governments
Lots
that
of
they
my
must
money.
accept back their citizens who violate our immigration laws.
And if they don't, you're going to do what?
As a result of these actions, we've ended catch and release for illegal immigrants from some countries.
Is this with trout, too?
And I will ask Congress for additional funding and legal authority so we can end catch and release at the southern border once and for all.
Smallmouth bass?
When people know that they'll be caught and sent home if they enter our country illegally, they will
They'll
be
run around to
likely
different
try to
places.
sneak in. Second, to secure our border, we must create a temporary worker program.
Amnesty.
The reality is that there are many people on the other side of our border who will do anything to come to America to work and build a better life.
Or go on welfare.
They walk across miles of desert in the summer heat, or hide in the back of 18-wheelers to reach our country.
Yeah, they live free. You would
This
too.
creates enormous pressure on our border that walls and patrols alone will not stop.
Baloney.
To secure the border effectively, we must reduce the numbers of people trying to sneak across.
No, we must put soldiers with
Therefore, I
guns on
support
the
a
border.
temporary worker
Build a
program
fence.
that would create a legal
Electrify
path
it.
for foreign workers to enter our country in an orderly way for a limited period of time.
So let them sneak in orderly
This
fashion.
program would match willing foreign workers with willing American employers for jobs Americans are not doing. Every worker who applies...
I know
for this
one
program
American not
would be
doing a
required
job.
to pass
You,
criminal
Mr.
background
President.
checks. And temporary workers must return to their home country at the conclusion of their stay.
Or you'll do what?
A temporary worker program would meet the needs of our economy, and it would give honest immigrants a way to provide for their families while respecting the law. A temporary worker program would reduce the appeal of human smugglers and make it less likely that people would risk their lives to cross the border.
Yeah, that's a big
It
problem.
would ease the financial burden on state and local governments by replacing illegal workers with lawful taxpayers. And above all, a temporary worker program would add to our security by making certain we know who is in our country and why they are here.
Do you really
Third, we need to
believe
hold
this? Does
employers
anyone
to
believe
account
this?
for the workers they hire. It is against the law to hire someone who is in this country illegally. Yet businesses often cannot verify the legal status of their employees because of the widespread problem of document fraud. Therefore, comprehensive immigration reform must include a better system for verifying documents and work eligibility.
Does anyone believe this? Am I dreaming? Did the President of the United States wake up this morning and someone he's telling us all this stuff like we didn't know this. Like he just learned it. Hey, did you know this is creating a real problem for our schools and hospitals? Did you know it's creating crime? Don't worry, we're going to send soldiers there, but they're not going to have any guns, and they're not going to be involved in any way in law enforcement. A virtual fence. So far, what I hear is a virtual president enforcing a virtual law in virtually patriotic fashion. And if someone on the Republican side of the aisle doesn't start talking about impeachment, and I don't mean virtual impeachment, then we'll know that the Republican side of the aisle has also gone over to the other side. Because from what I'm hearing tonight, nobody in the government is on our side.
J7 Health Issues.